So I got a package in today that I've been waiting for a long time. And it's not because it took a long time for me to get it in shipping. It's just I was waiting for a price that I could no longer say no to. So in the house today is the Hot Toys Speeder Bike and Scout Trooper, and I got this one at Collector Zone. Collector Zone is a great place to buy hot toys and statues and other high-end collectibles. They offer payment plans. They have some really awesome sales at times. Plus, Marcos is very easy to get a hold of on Facebook, so if you see something that you want to get that may be available at Sideshow's site but is not on his website, he can sometimes contact them and have it allocated to him so he's able to sell it to you. So definitely, with the holidays coming, Collector Zone is definitely a place you should check out to save on collectibles like this. I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to get to them. All right, so the Hot Toys Speeder Bike is part of my Lost Ones collection. These are pieces that I had as a kid. They're the original toys that I had when I was growing up, my first Star Wars toys, and they were either given away by my parents or were destroyed by my father. That's a long story. But these are pieces that, you know, are the ones that made me get into Star Wars so much, my first toys. They include the Rancor, the Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt, and this speeder bike right here. Now that Hot Toys is making them and making them look so much cooler, I want to have them back in my collection. Now, I used to have this one in the Sideshow version, but I had lots of issues with that one. That one had a balancing issue. The plastic on it was very brittle, so you know, it just kind of broke on its own weight, and the figure was okay. So, you know, Hot Toys does a better job, I think, in the 6 scale department, and I wanted to upgrade from that. So when they announced that this Hot Toys one was being released, it was a no-brainer for me. I just took and sold the original one, and then I went into this. So let's get this thing unboxed anyway, and let's see what we got here. I like the box art, by the way. That looks pretty dope. You got the speeder bike there on the front, so that's kind of cool. And then you have this art, which looks nice. You got 2 speeder bikes. Makes you want to buy a second one, right? So that's cool. And then there you go. You got the figure right here. Looks like the speeder bike beneath it, with hopefully minimal assembly. All right. Got some plant life going on over here. Being a little bit of a pain in the ass to get out. That's the top layer, so you got a book right there, probably telling you about the assembly. Okay. You got this really dope base. Wow. I like that. That's pretty cool, and you got the part where it screws in. I love these sculpted bases, and it's well painted too. You got lots of different colors going on there. I dig that. All right, let's see. We got a single base right here if you wanted to display the figure, you know, just by itself, which I'm not gonna do. It says Scout Trooper, so that's cool. All right, and then you have a swap out pattern right there if you want to stick it. This is like a sticker. Okay, looks like you got the handles for your speeder bike. Control handles, so we're definitely going to need that. There's going to be a little bit of assembly from the looks of it. We got a Scout Trooper rifle. Oh, that's dope. That is freaking dope. Love the barrel on that. That's sick. Okay, we may do a pose with that, so let's take that out. We got his Scout Trooper pistol. Looking cool. I think this goes on the back of his belt. You got various swap out hands. So you got hands for the trigger. You got some hands to grip the speeder bike, which is how I'm gonna have him displayed. And then you have another grip hand, okay? And then you have the back. This is that cloth back piece that goes on the back of the speeder bike. And I think that is everything that I need for the build. Weird rod looking thing there, but I don't know what that is. Okay, and then you have the speeder bike. Dope. I like the packaging. I like that they put foam in between this. That's kind of cool. This is sick. I forgot how big this was. Oh man, this looks nice. All right, so let me put this together and then we'll see how it looks. All right, so it's all put together. Let's talk about this speeder bike right here. Bring that up here so you guys can check it out. So this thing is freaking awesome. I really like how this came out. Now, in terms of accuracy, no idea if this is completely accurate or not, or if it's any more accurate than the Sideshow. I know some people say that the Sideshow is more accurate, but I think it's really, really cool. I like all of the weathering they did on it, like up here in the front nose, how it looks like it got hit by some rocks or something and scratched off the paint due to the speed. So that's kind of neat. You got a rotating gun here at the bottom. The arms rotate, the back flaps rotate, these pedals rotate. So there's lots of, you know, options for displayability. The only thing I would say, because of the plant, the flora on the very front, which is what you want to see when you're displaying this, the only real option is to display it with the speeder bike in this orientation. You know, otherwise, if you display it this way, you know, you're not going to see any of that special stuff that they have going on there. I really like all of the plants that they put in. They're a plastic material, which is good because you could heat them up probably and get them to bend a little bit more realistically if that's what you wanted to do. I think I'll do that. Other things that I really like about that come with this speeder bike is that it has these magnets, and these magnets attach to the pedals, and then they go on the bottom of the feet of the trooper or whoever is connecting to it, and then it gives you that magnetized or magnetizes to it. It makes it look more realistic, like his feet are actually planted on the pedal. Now, as far as assembly goes, it's still very fragile when you're putting it together. These control gears in the very front, the control arms, are very scary when you're putting it in there. Just, you know, gotta kind of finagle and move it around in to get it to work. So I will say that was probably the scariest part. Also, one of the hoses didn't really go into the hole all the way at first. I had to kind of, you know, put it in and put it out in order to get it to fit in correctly. So that's pretty cool. As far as that's a little bit scary when you're trying to assemble it. So that's something to take note of when you're putting this together. Other than that, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. It definitely didn't have all of the assembly that the Sideshow one did when I put it together. So there's that. You also got the figure, and the figure looks really good. I think they did a nice job on this guy. He's got all of the posability that you would come to expect from Hot Toys. You know, double joints in the elbows. You got your legs. You got some clicking action down there in the knees, which are really good. And overall, I like the design of the suit. I think they did a nice job on that. It's got some weathering and whatnot on it. So that came out real nice. Helmet looks really good. I like how that came out. And I think it's going to make for some really good poses. The only thing that I don't understand why they chose to go and do it that way, and that's, I guess it was a point of breakage when they were shipping, is this back attachment right here slots into the belt. And you have to remove the belt. At least I had to anyway, in order to be able to get that to slot in correctly, because it's very, very thin. So then you have to put the belt back on, and I could not get the belt to fit as tight as it did when it first came in. I'm gonna have to play around a little bit more with that. You got a spot right here to mount your pistol, so if you're not using that. And they even went as far out as to give you some nice tread there on the bottom of the feet. So that's really cool that they sculpted all of that in. So, I mean, overall, I think the figure looks really good, and at least for me, I think it's a nice improvement over the Sideshow one. All right. So that's my quick thoughts on it. I think it's a really good piece, especially at the sale price point. And with Sideshow coming up on the Spooktacular, I think we're in right now, and then we're going to be going into the Black Friday sales. This is definitely going to be one that you're going to see on sale for sure, because it's already been up a year. I think I've already seen sales going as far as 25% off. So I would wait for Black Friday to pick this up. As at that price, this is nice. This is a really nice addition if you like the Return of the Jedi speeder bike. So I'm going to do some poses right now and leave you off with that. And until next time, may the Force be with you.